Well, hello, children. How's everything? So, this story time's gonna be a little different because, I'm not going to mention this individual by name. I'm going to describe them, and I'm gonna say my thoughts about all this. Now, first thing I'm gonna get out of the way. This is my hand. I was born like this. I was born with a condition called syndactyl. In 1978, I grew up in the 80s, I got made fun of a lot as a kid. I remember 6-year-old me watching Return of the Jedi, where Luke gets his arm cut off, and thinking, oh man, how cool would that be if one day I could get a robot arm like that? And I probably could now, but I don't think that I would. I mean, one, there's nothing saying that it would actually work. I mean, I wasn't born with all of my fingers anyway. And when you really get down to it, none of the Jedi needed limb replacements. I mean, they could just use the Force to call their laser sword. I'm sorry, lightsaber. And I get, considering they were sword fighting all the time, I'm surprised there weren't more of them missing limbs and just floating around with their force powers and shit. Which, story for another day, but, there's a person, they live not far from here. I live in Philadelphia. Oh, by the way, I'm Ted. Teddy, whatever you want to call it. They live not far from here. They are a 20-year-old, 20-something female that looks like an 8-year-old, and probably going to look like that their whole life. And I wanted to speak on, the nature of having a physical disability, or at least the way I see it, So let's unpack this. For me personally, having a physical disability is something that, you'll get used to relatively quickly, the physical part of it. Now, the emotional part and the social part of it, that takes a little longer. I dare say, I still wonder how to navigate the world around me, and I still struggle with accepting the limitations that I have and trying not to put unfair expectations on myself. The example, I'd like to be able to play piano, okay, I can still enjoy piano music. I dare say I'm actually impressed that I ever learned how to type. I mean, that's not really something people need anymore. I mean, back when I was growing up, yes, it was a thing. But, I see this girl trying to navigate this whole thing, and, it bothers me, I think it's perfectly normal for a girl her age to want to go and date and all that stuff, but I really don't. Well, speaking for myself, shit didn't work out for me. And hey, it's cool, find other shit that makes you happy. For me, I like going fishing, and I like playing video games. I like hanging out with my friends. which, by the way, back in the day, I did struggle with making friends. Back then I didn't have such a thick skin, and it bothered me when I would get made fun of, and I had a quick temper sometimes. So, I mean, you can see that recipe right there. I don't really know how that can really work for her. And, you just have to think, right? Any guy that dates her is going to be looked at like he's some kind of pedo. In fact, I dare say probably any guy that hangs around her at all is going to look like one of those fucking creepers. So, and I just sort of, I've been rolling this over in my head, and I'm like, how's this going to work for them, and I just don't see how that can happen. I don't. I do wish them luck, but bro, I think the big takeaway from it all is take some time to be nice to yourself, and don't put unfair expectations on yourself. Because if you do, you're going to end up disappointed and really sad, and sometimes probably angry. Despite all the stuff I went through, growing up and trying to figure out how to, be me and interact with the world, I feel like I'm a pretty well-adjusted person, just, I don't know. I just think doing something just for fun. I don't know, learn to paint, or learn about fishing. Or gardening. Gardening's good. I think that you'll find more happiness and fulfillment out of that than probably anything else that you might do, And by the way, stop getting those ugly tattoos all over yourself. Yeah, I have a tattoo, and this is not about sexism. This is you just gotta get it right on your arm, to show how grown up you are. Damn, my tattoos, right? You can't even see them unless I show them to you. I don't need to get visible tattoos because I'm clearly grown. That's the context I'm putting this in. It would be all those years, when I was playing lacrosse, for example. Just to prove that I could? At a certain point, I had to accept, hey, that's just what shit is. And I mean, you're going to too, because you have to live like this. Forever. I hope this message reaches the person that I was talking about